peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is. It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, he is our son and he is our thief.
If you are deviant and I call you leader,
Yes.
probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth
Yeah.
in the security,
Yes.
governance,
Yes.
and development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers,
Yes.
do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa. The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa.
For example, the case in France, a judge somewhere in rural areas of France, one of the village judges somewhere, decides that he's going to indict leaders in Rwanda, and talks about all kinds of things that happened in Rwanda, and blames Rwanda and so forth. At the same time, there is a bad history between us, where actually during the genocide, there are many things that happened that involved some people from France. So now, instead of actually Rwanda having a case against France, a judge in France indicts leaders of a country, military leaders, political leaders, a whole list of about close to 20. And they want to indict them to France to be tried for things that they say they did, which are also completely fabricated. But because of that bad history we have had, they wanted to do that. And we said, this is not possible. We said, if you are doing that, and they called it universal jurisdiction that give the powers to these judges, and we said, okay, if actually your judges have powers to do that, to indict people in Rwanda or elsewhere, and take them to the courts in France, if it is universal, then our judges should have the authority to actually indict your people and bring them to the courts of law. So the question therefore was, how does it become universal when it is just one way? So this was the whole process. In fact, it was the same case with the one I mentioned of Spain, which you have since, on the same basis of argument, actually we have resolved this one. The one with France is still outstanding, and we have said, no way, you are not going to try anybody from here unless we try those who have cases against actually that were committed here. In fact, the people they want to try in Rwanda are not said to have committed crimes in France. They are accusing them of committing crimes in Rwanda. So how about those of your country that actually committed crimes in my own country that you don't allow me to try? So it was a basis of fairness.
We discuss Africa. We see what ails Africa. And today, this afternoon, we want to see whether Sudan will permanently remain a sick child of Africa. Is it a permanent sickness? Can we resolve the issues of Southern Sudan? Is it something that has gone wrong for 200 years? There has always been a problem in Southern Sudan, in that great region, starting from all the way the Alimadi Wars and the rest of all what happened until today. Peace seems to be elusive. Why has UN taken slow action? Why hasn't UN set up a tribunal? We want to see a tribunal that will make sure that Southern Sudan people are accountable. Those who committed crimes against the human beings. 20,000 Sudanese perished. They are perished. They are not accountable. Nobody can account for them. And we cannot sit here, go on hammering peace agreements without mechanisms of accountability. If we set a tribunal for Sierra Leone, for Rwanda, for Camera Rouge, we need somebody to stand up for the poor masses, the masses that have died, the masses that continue to die, the masses that are being brutalized, murdered, maimed on a daily basis by marauding armies of both Riek Machar and Salva Kiir. There must be an accountability. You are not going to sit here and tell people there is no accountability in Southern Sudan. There must be a tribunal. Why do we run to harass countries of Kenya, put ICC on Kenya, put ICC on this country, put ICC on Central African Republic? Why have we delayed on putting a tribunal for Southern Sudan to find out who is killing, who has been killing, how they have been killing people? Let me speak for the people in Southern Sudan, the women, the children who have not gone to school, the children who have no medicine, the children who have nothing, who have been running since 2013, and the war cannot end because of two people. Let them face the tribunal. I'm not going to keep quiet as a Pan-African to see Southern Sudan being maimed, being tortured, being cut, dismembered, and we keep quiet and watch people got images of people, of malcontents singing to us in Uganda, in Kenya, in Ethiopia, in South Africa, telling us they have money. Let them face the international tribunal and tell the tribunal who gave them the guns, where they buying them, how they were killing people. Enough is enough. Enough is enough for Africa. We have had enough. There is no need of that anymore. Enough is enough. And if people have died, they will not cry. We people who are left on planet Earth must cry for them. We must find justice for them. We must make sure that there are leaders who go on bragging on television stations all over the world, who are accountable. They must be behind bars. Viewers, welcome to Punchline Africa TV, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi, the Republic of Kenya. Good morning, viewers, wherever you are watching us. This is Africa, and this is Good Morning Africa, greeting you all the way from Nairobi, together with Miriam Ogutu in the studio. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, Dr.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. How is the end? Preparing for the weekend?
I'm looking forward for the weekend.
Yes, too many stories.
Yes.
Breaking news, arrests, corruption in Kenya, and the state of corruption. Are we somehow not becoming less vigilantes?
Before that,
yes,
Joe Biden just announced he's going to vie for the U.S. presidency. You saw that it made a lot of headlines yesterday.
Oh.
Yes.
So he's going to contest. First, he has to go through the primaries.
The primaries, yes.
Yes.
It's going to be very hotly contested.
I think that should be Joe. We have Sanders.
Yes.
That is bad news. Mm-hmm. The two men have to battle it out. But yes. Other great news in Africa.
Yes.
The German government intends, I want to tell the people of Amazonia, you are not alone. Mm-hmm. The German parliament has debated a motion to cut off ties with Cameroon.
It has.
Yes.
And I think yesterday the ambassador for the UK in Cameroon had a meeting with the President Paul Biya to discuss the same. I have it in my news today.
Yeah, German parliament, I think I've sent that clip to my dear production team. Bring it up. Otherwise, it's a bright day in Kenya with a lot of rain. It has come. People were crying for the rain. It came. Finally arrived here, but again the drainage, you needed a boat on the first day. We needed a boat to run around some of the roads, especially the road called Chipande Road. Yes, the water was almost swallowing all the cars. But however, rain is here now. I hope we shall catch up with the harvest. But as we speak, President Uhuru Kenyatta is in China.
Yes.
He went for the conference. The conference finishes today, and they should be on the way back to Nairobi. Anytime now. It struck good deals, even export of avocados.
Yes.
Yes, in Uganda, avocado is something great.
Even here?
Yes, it is exported in London. We get a lot of money out of it. But when you tell people here, the biggest problem is that people insult you before reading what you have talked. So we have a problem here. But we have avocados. They can have a market in
China.
In China.
That's a very big market.
So as you have some of this, test the ground by putting a few trees. They grow, they are not very...
I actually have one in my compound.
They don't take long time to grow?
No, just a couple of years, and I think I'll also start harvesting mine now that we have market for it. Who knows?
You better. The little. And that's healthy food. It is needed in China. And many, not only China, many countries in the Middle East need avocados.
Yes.
And that is one of the topics that we shall... Are we voluntarily recolonizing ourselves? That's the main topic at the top of the hour. Yes. The main topic right now, before I leave space for Miriam to read the headlines, then we shall mix the headlines with the main topic on the top of the hour. We have a main topic on Kenya. The situation in Kenya on corruption. The state, how far are we? The war against graft. Against corruption. The arrest of Mr. Kidero this morning, one of the not poets, not jesters, but the pharaoh, one of the pharaohs, as far as the county governments are concerned. Nairobi is the most swindled.
Yes.
By previous administration.
Yes, under his watch, Nairobi got to lose a lot of money.
Yes. And here is a scheme that they schemed, and there was no plot, there was no transfer, there was no lawyer, there was no litigation.
Hold on, they had a lawyer.
Yeah, but there was no case in court.
You know the lawyer? Ogenda, I think at that time, represented the county government so much, allegedly.
So where was Mr. Ogenda when this money was being swindled? He should have advised Mr. Kidero that there was no case in court. They just made a scheme to eat the money. 11 million, then 58 was paid. But there was no case at all. This is how bad Africa has gone. Another thing that has struck me, brought me this morning a lot of grief. Kenya looks like it's a country of conferences. The other time an expert on this panel here told us boardroom is a boardroom country. The parliament today again is in Mombasa for another conference.
But they were just in Kisumu the other day.
Yes.
Last week.
And how many of these conferences do the parliament is supposed to look at the provisions of the constitution, of the law, to help to cut down, like, no, we don't need to give bail certain categories of theft. That law has not been looked at. Now the parliament yesterday finished a bit, it threatened. You see, for people who want to know what is happening in Kenya, Mr. Duale wakes up to threaten that we shall not accept Huduma Center. All those threats are for eating. I don't know whether you are getting me. He goes to parliament and said the parliament will not accept Huduma. We shall vote out the company that is doing Huduma number.
Yes.
You see, did you know how these guys eat this, our money, your money? I want to tell you how they eat it. That's exactly. Now, parliament threatens to throw out this company.
You don't think the reasons they're giving are legitimate?
Can I
finish?
Because
I also need some light shed in the yes.
You will come in.
Yes.
The parliament says the company that is doing Huduma number, we don't want it out. That was yesterday.
On Monday.
On Wednesday.
Yes.
Around there. Wednesday. They voted to lock out that company. Today, the Minister of Interior, PS, and everybody, the parliament organizes a retreat. Mr. President, you have a very big task here. A retreat. This is for eating.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
In Mombasa.
Yeah, a retreat in Mombasa. So the Minister of Interior himself is there. Kibicho is there. Now the parliament, the leadership of parliament, is it a coincidence? So what happens? The leader of majority sets up leaders in the government or institution. Don't shoot down our bill, but we shall talk to you. Are you now understanding me? So you see the talking.
So that is the government working with parliament.
The government itself.
Working with parliament.
Yes. The government lobby first so that the leader of come out, or the leader of government itself comes out in parliament to refuse what the government is doing. A Huduma number. Jamen, oh, why? Have you seen the eating, how people eat here?
So what is the purpose of the conference now?
It's a retreat on Friday.
It's just a retreat.
Guess when they will come back?
On Monday.
Guess who is loaded there? How much money is that? Billions. Another 200 millions spent on a retreat. Speaker, deputy speaker, the whole bench, all leadership of parliament, everybody's secretaries, security. This country is bleeding. Sorry, Mr. President, I don't know how you'll do it, but that's it. We speak the truth here. Hate us, hate me, call me names, but I will tell you, this is a scheme. A scheme. Horse trading. That's the word I was looking for. Are you now convinced about it? Do you know how the money is going to come out? We sit down and talk.
So the government is going to give that money, or who is going to?
Of course, don't throw out, don't throw out the Huduma Center.
The Huduma number.
Or the Huduma number, because Duale is coming to convince MPs that now we know the truth. So we know what is supposed to be done. Let's continue with. The minister has said they did not engage any outside company. The minister has said they only bought tablets from Automorpho by cash.
The company has now changed its name. You remember?
To that, yes.
3 times.
From that company.
Can Kenyans not be suspicious and ask, why is this company changing its name 3 times and it's been involved?
Because it has the trading.
Tenders in this country.
It has trading regulations in London.
And why is it that even after the controversial 2017 elections and other the BVR kit that it supplied to this country that also brought it came with controversy? Why did the government find it to contract?
It's the only company that is available for that type of
okay.
In the world, if you look at, there are only 2. I think there are only 2 companies. That one, if that one and Canada, if they don't have it, then you don't have it.
Did the government try contracting Canada?
I don't know.
Because Huduma number is a very important thing.
It is important, and it is very, very important.
Yes.
They have not said there was anything wrong. The Minister of ICT said
those are the questions that
we bought tablets.
Asking, yes.
Now the Speaker of the national, not the Speaker, the leader of government led a motion. He did not even oppose. He led a motion that read out to block the company. Okay. Why did he block the company in the parliament, then immediately call the officials? Why didn't they suspend the motion and discuss with the ministry officials in Nairobi? What was the rationale of blocking the motion, threatening, causing fears amongst the Kenyans who are already worried about the Huduma number?
Yes, because when the registration has been very slow, I think by now 1 million people have registered.
You can see that the people are not very happy with the Huduma number. Then you add there more fuel. This is just eating mechanism. I'm telling you. I don't know where you are seeing, you are not seeing where the eating is. Because by the time the parliament comes from Mombasa, the minister in charge of the Huduma number is Dr. Matiang'i. Is talking to them.
Okay.
He's going to address them. I think our team can cross over to Mombasa in one of the hotels. There is a conference taking place there where the National Assembly leadership, leaders of majority, minority, the whip, chief minority, all this. This is eating.
But I wish
spending more of the taxpayers' money.
Which is very sad as a Kenyan. I don't even. I'm even annoyed because of that.
A country of retreat and conferences.
Why couldn't Matiang'i go to Parliament and shed some light on this and try to address the areas that was confusing the members of Parliament? Why
Parliament is one of the ruling organs of any governance.
Yes.
Why can't the Parliament?
They would have called
before.
To Parliament.
Why didn't the leader of opposition of government?
Or the ICT minister. Yes.
Call the ICT minister to his office or say, let's explain it to me what happened. Yes. Why should the government injure itself, create a crisis, make Kenyatta very bad, then run around?
I think that's the point that is confusing Kenyans.
Yes.
That is confusing because
they just want to make Kenyatta very bad. So now they just want to create apathy for Kenyatta.
So now that they're in Mombasa, who is paying for that? Who is footing that bill?
Of course, someone is going to come there and say, the other day I saved you.
Because the government...
I saved you. Have you seen how they say?
The government wants the Huduma number to pass.
To pass, exactly.
So is the government...
So we must watch. We shall catch these guys.
No, we need that very clear.
We shall catch them. We also know what they want to do. We shall catch them. Someone is just... making it a match up. I told you yesterday, you planted a story in a newspaper, turn around and say, I am not the one, but it is someone has written in the paper. Then come back and say it is not me. Then later on say, no, the meeting has been cancelled, but it was not me going there. Have you seen that? Have you seen the story of the rally of the church.
Yes.
Bring it on. Daily Nation has got the sequences. Daily Nation, I sent it, production team, put it on for people to see.
Yes.
We use facts. We don't use the, fictitious information. At one point you say, who says we should not contribute money in the church? The Archbishop, the Bishop or the Sapit, you are fully supported. There are people who say you have to give money to the church. Did they tell you to keep wrong money? Where in the Bible has people say, did God say, bring wrong money to the church? That he says, bring that you have earned.
You've worked for.
Honestly. Not rooted. Jamen. That you have earned. I cannot go and put 1 million when I don't have it. Where did I get it? Look at that story. On a particular day, the deputy president said, and Ruto said, unapologetic about the cash. This is the Daily Nation. We quote, and we are not quoting lies. In this world, don't talk about anybody when you don't have facts. Then 2, Mount Kenya bishops plan prayer rally for William Ruto. The Daily Nation again. This is before, this is after. Then now, yesterday, the Daily Nation again comes up and says, Ruto's Muranga prayer rally called off as division is emerged. Not Matsanga.
So the rally is the supposedly prayer rally called off.
Yes, because things emerged. Bishops started saying, They might have called a rally in good faith, but look at that. Then finally, therefore, you can bribe man, but you cannot bribe God. You know that. Have you seen how God works a miracle? Now, when these bishops...
God has nothing to do with that.
No, look here. Believe me or not, when these bishops said, when these bishops said, there will be a rally, and when did they say it? On Tuesday.
Yes.
Wasn't Moi's son dead? Yesterday they said in the morning, bring the newspaper here of morning, defied.
Yes, they did.
They defied and they will say the rally will go on.
Yes.
Didn't they know that there was somebody who had died?
The bishops came out, yes.
Why tell us lies? This is sabotage. You are you see, when you do things, you get caught up. And when you are caught up in a scenario, you don't know how to answer. And believe me or not, this type of politics will bring this country to a very bad conclusion. Whether you hate me or you hate who, this is not going to pay. You can't have conferences taking 40, 50, 70 million of taxpayers' money. This money is going to go to from where? We had a conference in Kisumu where the president could not attend.
The taxpayers paid for that?
Yes.
Who is paying for the one in Mombasa right
now? Mombasa, the parliament, and the parliament will ask soon more money.
It's parliament, it's our money.
Yes, it is. Of course, the parliament doesn't have money.
Okay.
What is the conference? What is it that takes you to Mombasa? Why don't you call these people in here in Nairobi?
So the government is not sponsoring that conference?
It is, but the parliament is a conference. It's a government. Have you seen it? We have allocated parliament money. Where are they getting the money for air tickets?
I'm confused.
Where are they getting the money for air tickets? Is it from the treasury?
And accommodation and per diem.
Yes. It's still the people's money.
Still our money.
What was the need of collecting leaders of parliament to take them to the coast, to see the sea, to enjoy the women and so on and so many things? Let's be very honest, Jamen. No. You see everything they are doing, they are destroying the president. Everything, every inch they are doing these things in this country. My friend's name is gone. My friend's name is gone. My Pan-African president name is gone. That's all. I don't have another relationship. The relationship is Pan-Africanism. And that's why I'm still talking. Because I believe he could be a good Pan-African if we finished his term with success after fighting corruption. You have to stick somewhere. I will not run to support anyone, whether I am here or not here. I will not. I will support the man whom I believe has some values of Pan-African vision. But every day, every morning, his name is being sunk. Every morning, his name goes down. Look, someone has written something very bad, saying that he has taken 150 million he is enjoying in China.
Is that Miguna?
You saw that?
Miguna who tweeted
no,
that?
with Miguna, that one is expected.
I must have seen that tweet in the morning.
But you see, the money that is being wasted through too many conferences, retreats, it doesn't pay the taxpayer, the Wanjiku.
It doesn't serve the interest.
So some of these conferences can be held in 1-2 hours and we are finished.
They would have invited.
You only invited the leaders of parliament.
When all the leaders.
All of them in Intercontinental Hotel.
Yes.
In one of the rooms.
Yes.
Pay no accommodation. Pay nothing.
They have
you finish.
Yes.
But they want to go to Mombasa to carry their babies. Baby calicos. You go now in that hotel, you'll see every Tom and Dick.
Okay.
Does it surprise you? Does it surprise you? If a minister of culture and sports in Kenya left a man who was going to earn a gold medal, he left him in Nairobi and carried ugly women to yes,
not ugly,
they were ugly
women,
because compared to Brazil, no, this is a Friday, let's talk the truth. Ugly women compared to Brazilians.
Ugly is a bit
Why do you take, okay, show me one word I should use.
They just took women. Were they very ugly? I didn't see them.
You didn't?
You saw them.
Ma'am, have you seen the women in Rio de Janeiro?
Well, Africa has one of the most
have you seen the women in Brazil?
We've seen them, but still Africa we have...
Okay, can I talk from experience? Can I tell you from my experience?
You have experience?
Yes, I was in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo.
All right.
I've traveled there. You don't need to carry a woman from Africa and leave a man who is going to throw a javelin.
Yes. That is the part I have a problem with.
You must have a part in the whole of it. Because what are you going to do with an ugly lady in Sao Paulo?
We have agreed not to use that.
No. No.
Yes.
Is this man not standing trial for corruption?
But did President Kenyatta again award him with an ambassadorial post? Why did he do that? That beats all the logic.
You ask the president himself.
He's a Pan-African brother.
Yes, my Pan-African brother. That's why I erred. And the truth, let's tell the truth.
Countries that they were sent to refuse to even receive the papers. Look at that.
I don't know what Wario was going to do in Austria when he can leave a runner called Yego who threw a javelin and got a gold medal for Kenya. The boy had to pay his own money in order to go and win gold. Such a man can be, if it was China, he would be in the China Sea, down deep where there is no grave.
Yes, things happen in this.
Kenya needs to do something about this mess, about this corruption.
Yes.
If they don't do something that will make some people remember that touching this money is very bad, something has to be done. I am happy about Chidero. Chidero is one man, he's my friend, but he's one man you will never give advice. He thinks he knows everything.
Dr. Kidero.
He needs, I sat down, I got Kidero somewhere. We called him. We said, my friend, stop this type of things. This. I was there listening like this with Kidero. Some of these things, you are doing them. But Kidero is someone who will never take your advice.
Mbuye said they waited for Uhuru to travel out of the country, then cause commotion about the Huduma number.
Exactly. They caused commotion. Why didn't they say when the president was saying the commissioning the number in Machakos? They waited for him to go out, then cause commotion, then call these ministers on the side, then now they want to do a deal. And who does the deal? That Duale is, I have never been happy with him from the time he cheated me from The Hague. I speak and my anger does not carry in the chest. He has never done something for me. Very simple. It was not money. But he lied to me. I hate a liar. These guys, they don't know why I am on them. One of them should know. One of them. And akia Mungu, it is because I'm here. Lakini tatoka hapa siku moja. There are problems. These guys, it's very painful when you have lost all the money fighting for people to be free from problems they created themselves. Then you suffer. Have you seen how God created us? Then the man you helped goes on to insult you, wants even to kill you. He might even, you see? Do you think it is very good? Even if you're a Christian like the Good Samaritan.
Daddy Kimani is saying, I said after the handshake, this conference started, this style of misuse of our taxpayers' money. So Daniel thinks after the handshake, this is where all these conferences started.
It is true. If you see what Buddy was speaking there in Mombasa, it's true. The other day I was speaking about the government spokesman. Where is the government spokesman? This Uduma is a very, you see, let me tell you people.
He spoke yesterday, right there. I think he gave a statement.
He went because I hit him on another radio. He was listening on CAS TV. I said, if the government spokesman does not take the work, let's do it voluntarily. This thing is supposed to be straightened by Mr. Eric Kiraithi. He earns a salary. The government is losing it on communication. I have no regrets, man. They are losing it. What has killed the Jubilee government is communication. There are so many good things that Jubilee has done. Very many things. Look at this Huduma number now. We never sensitized the people. Look at the big four. We never sensitized the people. Look at it. Look at the mess they have created. You must first sensitize the people. Tell them what it means by the big four. You can't just dump the big four. People are misunderstanding the houses. They go back. Today's technology, man. Someone goes back to say, which company is constructing these houses? It says stop it. Have you seen? Communication. Hitler was able to run Europe through communication. But this country has no communication ability. I've studied communication strategy. I have not seen it anywhere here. You need people like Asta Campbell to be telling the story. Even when it is yellow, they turn it into blue. And the government will move on. There's nothing wrong with your Huduma number. You need all your material. Let me ask you, how many photocopies of your certificate since you were born you have done?
Yes, there are many. I can't even count.
How many ID photocopies you have done, Miriam?
So many. Quite a lot.
Let's finish this, then I leave you with African news. How many have you done? How many copies of your passport have you done?
So many.
So if someone comes and says he wants to put all this in one thing, then you produce it. Is it wrong? But because we did not say who is going to keep it, where will it be kept, Who will use it? Have you seen these are the questions for communication strategy? For communications, communicators, people who interact with the public. Have you seen? It is not a bad idea. But what has killed us is communication strategy. The Eurobond was a very classic example. There was no money lost. Money arrived and it was eaten here. The sharks had prepared, they ate the real local currency. But there was no money lost in a bank, because a bank in London cannot allow you to cheat there. The red flag will stand quickly. A bank in the US, Dr. Uko was flying to Washington and New York to go and see P. Morgan. For what? He was also wasting taxpayers' money. Well-learned man in accounts, finest guy, very well spoken. I love him. But there was no need of him going to those places, because that money cannot be eaten there. No banker there can allow you to say, okay, I've sold the Eurobond, but I want you to pick, go and, as you call the Muzungu to sit down to talk about that, the Muzungu would also call Scotland Yard. That's the type of thing which is there. This is not Italy, where this Italian company conned us. The Italian company is not a company, it's an intelligence company. It's Italian intelligence. What are you going to do to them? What are you going to do to them to recover the money? Hii watu wamekula hiyo pesa ya damu, is finished. Wacha tuwachane. Msiambie hata wa Kenya iko pesa huko. The company itself works for intelligence of Italy. So how are you going to go and harass them?
The deputy president told us the money is there.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Miriam.
Yes.
The company CM D. Ravenna is connected to the government systems of Italy. So those in Kenya yapping, you will not get the money. That company has fleeced about 4 governments in the world, but they have never taken them anywhere. None of the directors has been arrested. Now you go there and start. Those are mafia. Why don't we talk these things straight? Mwambie president lies that there is money there. Where is the money?
So did somebody fail to do the due diligence, or it was intentional?
Mama, you come to the point. I leave it for you. Kenyans must be told that some of this, there will be no money there either. Ravin. It's gone. Ravin company is an intelligence company. It does work on behalf of the government of Italy. Have you seen the Italian ambassador making a point? Where is the Italian ambassador in Kenya? Tell us where the money is. The money will not be seen. It's kwisha. They use they use tactics to eat it. It will not come. You wait about this dam. There will be no even arrests. It's gone. You show me, because we are dealing with, I'm telling you, from international, with authority, from an international systems. CMD Ravera is linked to the systems in Italy. Accusing it is like accusing DSGE of France or CIA of America.
Daniel wants to know who made the deal.
Ask those who bought the towels. Don't ask me. Boss. But for you, since we are on the radio, let me answer nicely. Those who made, I think those who have the towels should tell you.
I hope you know who has the towels. Daniel Kipandi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. The rest of you, wherever you are.
So Daniel, is it Daniel, my friend?
Yes.
Yes, Daniel, my friend. And then this man called Kip Zod Kalia, don't bring that type of cheapness or no. We are discussing, ask your question. It's true that money is not there. And wait whether you will see it coming. Where is it? Where is it, Kalia? We are debating now, we are chatting. Where is the money? Is it in your food? It's taken. People have bought towels, cutlery, hotel, bed sheets. Why have they not come and say, no, you are alleging my name is, I did not buy bed sheets? Yes. We saw the pictures of all this. The DCI called 100 people. Mr. Kinoti called 100 people to his office. Each person wrote a statement. Let's go to that office. If you disagree, tuende kwa office. Uone how many bought towels, how many bought cement, how many bought karaya, buckets, cutlery, whiskey brandy, cognac, 18, 22 years, whiskey. All this, what for? The people of Elengaya Marakwet drink whiskey. All of them. There are few. The money is gone. Don't tell a lie. Don't tell a Kenyan a lie.
All right. Clovis Sadaraka, you're saying you're watching us from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I think it's evening over there.
Yes. You have seen the problem we have. So more conferences, more retreats, carry our calicos back to the office. You said I should not use the word ugly or what. Let's use the good word, calicos.
Calicos is good?
Yes, yes, calicos. I'm now using literature word.
That is literature.
Accompany us. It's a Friday.
Okay.
No MP is going to come back to Nairobi.
Until Sunday.
Until Sunday.
Or Monday in the morning.
Yeah, go to the plane and see how they rush. How some of them hide away from not to be seen with the same women they slept with in the evening. Yes. And this is the money of the people of Kenya being wasted.
Yes.
The big man, the president must put the foot down. We can't have all this money going in all these places.
All right.
Let's see, Mr. Clovers, Mr. Kip Close is asking a good question. Ukupatia contract. Do you want to know how I spend the money, or you want to know how the work? You want to see the work done? Yes, we want to see the work done.
Yes, we wanted to see the work done.
Is the dam there? The dam, the man doing the dam came and said he doesn't have any more money. He needs more money to release it. This is where the problem came. It is. Do you know who brought this problem? The company itself went to the director of CID. It is not the director of CID who initiated it. He went there, he said, these guys, I did a contract, I have a problem, I signed everything, then they drew the man and took it. That Italian man, he sparked the investigation. You didn't know?
I knew that part.
Yes.
But also, yeah.
They took the money. The Italians. So are they going to use teeth or grass to build the dam? The money is gone. Okay, if the money is there now, why don't we start the dam? Let's go to the dam. Yesterday I was speaking to somebody. Mr. Mika Kigan is very near that dam. He told me, Matanga, there is nothing there. Not even a tractor making noise. So we as the media, our role is to say it out. We are not condemning anybody. Those who took the money, those who bought the statements at DCI.
And I think the investigations are underway, so maybe hopefully the DCI will give us the...
I hope so.
The preliminary report, because we're waiting. Kenyans are eager.
You know, since the president said we should not become Janjaweed.
He said Janjaweed?
Yeah. You know, being equated to vigilantes is like being equated to Sudani Janjaweed. Because the Janjaweed kill without, when they come for you, they come for you. They are my friends, I know them. I know the commanders. Don't forget I've been in the history of Sudan for a long time.
Why are you friends with Janjaweed?
I was in Sudan in a fight.
Okay.
I went to do a peace process in Sudan. I have been doing the ICC cases. How can I fail to know Janjaweed? Jema and the Janjaweed. Those two are very serious killer organisms in Africa.
They're very dangerous, yes.
Yes. So how can you ask a question like that, Miriam, today?
I'm just wondering, how can you be friends with Janjaweed?
I was.
Oh, you were?
In order to get information.
Ah, okay. So
if you are going to file an application to rescue Jema leader or Bashir, you had to go deep
inside, yes,
to find out who really killed. Ocampo did not find out who killed. He only indicted Mr. Bashir because he had been paid $17 million. For me, I went back to find out who are the Janjaweed.
And you got the information?
Oh, yes. That's how I know the general now, number 2 in Sudan. And you are going to read the Sudan news. Don't you have an item on Sudan?
I do. I have 2 actually.
Yes, if these demonstrators, and look at my eyes, look at them again. If these demonstrators don't leave the streets of Khartoum, bloodbath.
So you're giving them until when?
Not me.
The military.
Because already you have said, are you a friend to Janjaweed? But I'm telling you.
That was a question.
With General Duglo in city, if I were the demonstrator on the streets of Khartoum, I should start walking away.
Duglo had an interview on CNN and BBC, and he said no, he has no plans to forcefully remove the protesters from the streets.
Of course, what could he say?
But he knows the whole spotlight is on Sudan right now, so I don't think...
It doesn't matter. They will be driven out of those... Sudan has to start working.
Yes.
Jermaine, let's be crucial, let's be analytical. Sudan has to start working.
Yes.
You have achieved your aims. You have taken out the money you don't want. Why do you continue to stay on the streets? Unless this is an external wing of France that says don't leave the streets until we tell you to leave. Have you seen the analysis?
No, they need to be out of the streets, but also, you know, the other day they had some of the military guys who were part of the transition they did not want. So the guys actually they left. They resigned a couple of days ago. So somehow the military is giving in to their demands. So until all their demands are met, and the ultimate demand they want is for a civilian to be allowed, you know, to lead. So I think that is what they're looking for right now. And the military seems to be working well. And of course, the people involved, the leaders of this protest, they're saying they're almost finalizing a deal with the military. So let's just keep them perhaps over the weekend. Maybe we'll have a different news by Monday.
No, they leave.
Yes, they should leave.
The demonstrators...
Yesterday they had the 1 million strong march. People came from all parts of Sudan.
Exactly.
So they're not about to leave anytime soon.
So if the ruling council does not behave now and change tactic, instead of changing baby cry, they will also be swept.
And there's also a news that was very worrying here that probably I'll read it as we during the news from Sudan also, that will add to what you're saying.
They will be swept, and the man going to sweep them is Duglo. I'm telling you, because Duglo is not going to. You see what the demonstrators are doing. I'm analyzing for you. Anybody outside there, please listen to me. What Duglo is, what people are not seeing about Sudan is this. If you have achieved an aim, the population outside had instructions. Whoever funded this uprising, have you seen? Okay, Sudanese said there was no bread. So how are they surviving on this for this last 1 month?
They're eating other things, I believe.
No, the food supply is constant. The water supply to demonstrators is constant. The demonstrators seem to be coordinating the change.
UAE over last weekend gave them $500 million US.
Exactly. They gave to demonstrators.
Sudan, not to Sudan's council.
Yes, that is going to the government. But to the demonstrators.
Somebody is taking care of it.
Oh, yes. You want me to repeat what I've said? I have facts. And these facts are the money is coming from Jamena, the capital city of Chad. Idris Dabi overthrew Bashir, full stop. And they want to cut Sudan into several places, including Darfur. The purpose of strategy of the regime change in Sudan is to divide.
How would Chad benefit from that? I know they've been having very interesting relations, Chad and Sudan.
Because the Darfurians are the Chadians. It's like we, the Kenyans, Bokusu, and Bagisu, our brothers are on this side suffering, or the other side is suffering. You would rather have them together. There has been a struggle against Bashir in Darfur. Who armed the Janjaweed? Chad. No. Who armed the Jema? Who armed the Jema? I did the conflict in Sudan with Mbeki. We were together with Mbeki when we were resolving this conflict. All these things, I have material in my boxes here. Who armed Jema Liberation Movement? Uganda and Chad.
Uganda?
Yes.
And people have been really bringing you.
My friend. We know everything.
So today you say it. So for the people who have been asking out there now you hear it.
The officials of Jema were in Kampala. It was official to fight Bashir. It's not a secret. They were armed by Chad. So when Macron came to Chad, he left the money. Had the money, currency, cash. Do you see Egypt talk? Is Egypt talking about Sudan?
They had a meeting on Tuesday.
Are they talking what?
They added them 3 months for the transition.
Exactly. They are going to add more, and the Duglo will take over. You read the second item of your news there when you come to it. Let me finish my 1 minute. Mama, frankly speaking, whoever sponsored this regime change in Khartoum was very clear. Very clear. He's not interested in the military staying in power. He's interested. The military came, the regime first, stage number 1 of regime change, people come on the streets. People occupy strategic positions. Stage number 3, get a network of service delivery, water, food, clothing. There are people washing clothes for others while these are on the demonstration.
They have like a laundromat or what?
Yes.
Okay.
All these have been paid. Supply more soft drinks, supply water. It's a well-coordinated exercise of regime changes like a military coup, like you're overthrowing a government. So you must have bullets coming from behind and more guns coming to the front line where you're heading to clear up resistance. So after that, they left. These guys cannot leave, they will not leave Khartoum because the instructors there are saying, don't leave. They want to test the patience. And finally, because you know the problem they have discovered? The international community has discovered that, France has discovered we shall not get hold of Mr. Bashir to keep ICC and that loud-mouthed woman called Fatou Bensouda walking around. I have another African suspect. They have discovered that. Mamango.
But he's in maximum prison now.
But he will not be handed over there.
To ICC.
So now France discovered that their original method of regime change in Khartoum failed. So let's go to stage number 2. Don't leave. Because their aim is to catch Mr. Bashir, load him on a plane, and hand him. If the military today said, we are handing over Mr. Bashir, America will live in poor millions. France will say, all the banks, they are open, money.
Yeah, but I think
they will even tell the military, these men on the street, cool down, let the military organize a new constitution, you know what. But now, because the French have seen the military whom they thought could hand over the suspect to sustain ICC. You know ICC now has no prisoner. The only prisoner left there is a Ugandan poor Acholi man.
Yeah, he doesn't have one of those high-flying cases.
No, the LRA Acholi guy.
They still have one.
Yes, that's the only one who killed not because he wanted to kill. He had to kill. Because if he came with no killing, he would be killed. Is that a case? Is that a case? Onen was killing on instructions. If he didn't kill, he was a younger man of about 9 years when he was abducted. He was told that every time you go,
he was a child soldier.
Yes, you come with a dead body and show us.
Wow.
A dead neck, cut the head, and put in a bag and a carry.
Wow.
That is how our LRA operated. So you charge a man who was traumatized. We should be actually, what is it? What is therapy?
He needs therapy.
He needs a lot of
counseling.
He does not need to be in jail. He should be somewhere in a recreational center, which is not jail, for him to be taught life, because he didn't know any life. That's the only suspect ICC has. The rest of the good soup Muzuri.
Top players
are gone. You are holding his.
Bagbo.
Bagbo is gone. Bemba is gone. Who else? There is no more life.
President
So the only way to bring back ICC to international level is by airlifting Mr. Bashir.
But the army came out very clearly and said, you know what, we do not even have plans of handing over Bashir to the ICC.
Didn't you notice that the country is now made an about turn when the army announced that? The countries came and told the demonstrators, don't leave now. George Soros Group and others said, don't leave. More money is coming, more supplies. Dig in. Dig in. The demonstrators, civilians are digging in. Yesterday, the judges, you remember? 1 million march.
Yesterday, yes.
You saw that.
Yeah, and so the Sudanese came all over from all different parts of Sudan.
So at the end of it, if you are thinking you talk about this Africa, it's painful. Look at what, as we speak here, you have seen what is in Libya.
Yes.
The man has entered the capital, Tripoli. Who gave him the satellite and every navigational equipment, planes? France.
Yes, and you know, when Al-Sisi was meeting with other head of states and other officials of the AU on Tuesday in Egypt, Libya is also part of the agenda, and they were trying to tell Al-Sisi to call, they were calling for a ceasefire, and I was thinking, who are they addressing? Khalifa, I don't think is even a place where he wants to listen to anything the AU is saying.
Can you listen?
But what does General Khalifa want?
Miriam, my dear, we have gone to AU. We have recognized the Tripoli-backed government.
Yes.
How on earth do we go back to Cairo to recognize and to speak with who? We should be speaking with the government in Tripoli, defending the government in Tripoli.
Yes, but also
we don't need an African head of state or any delegation going to Cairo to defend what? They don't need to defend Khalifa Haftar. But the French have told them you must. That's why.
But don't you think on this case perhaps talks could maybe perhaps bring people to the rest of
the UN Secretary General,
because maybe it's time
was in Benghazi.
Yes.
Before the first plane struck Tripoli.
Yes. In fact, they were there for a peace.
They almost they were told leave before we are about to come.
Yes.
So now you tell me, if this is not the highest type of conspiracy, of international conspiracy, what is it on Africa?
Yes.
Are we recolonizing ourselves?
And there seems to be a lot of strings being pulled when it comes to Libya. A lot of players here when it comes to
exactly. And the same players are coming this way in South Sudan. In Sudan. In Sudan, the players are coming. Abazonia, nobody. Don't you think the French Parliament knows that people in Abazonia are dying?
I'm sure they do.
Have you seen the French Parliament discussing Abazonia? Germany Parliament, British Parliament, they have all resolved.
Canadian
Parliament, Americans, they have discussed Amazonia and Cameroon.
European
Union.
Parliament.
But guess, France has not. I'm open. If the French have any facts contrary to what I have, let them sue me. I will be a hero.
So we should not be worried that a French company is the one responsible for the Huduma number registration.
Look, that is where the problem is.
Should we be worried?
Everywhere, where in Africa, I hear like Zimbabwe, or they want to give Zimbabwe money, you are bringing death. You are bringing death near your doorsteps.
Or they are offering to give Zimbabwe.
Why didn't they offer before?
Zimbabwe is in.
They are the ones who put sanctions. They are the ones in Europe who insisted on sanctions. Why did they not put the sanctions, remove the sanctions first? You tell me.
All right. Daniel Kimal, you're saying, but I see some news that al-Bashir was pushed by Saudi Arabia and some Middle Eastern countries. Who has pushed for change? And Nong Chu, you're saying France has given Cameroon millions to buy weapons. That is what Nong Chu, you're saying.
Exactly. There is no motion in the French Parliament saying the essential Mr. Beer. But they are busy running around the whole world censoring everybody. You tell me what is happening in Uganda, in Congo now. Where did the ISIS come? No, you tell me the truth. Where did the ISIS come from? Do we have Arabs in Congo? Do we have Arabs in Congo? Where are they?
And ISIS is in Congo right now?
Yeah. Someone has airlifted them and dropped them there to use it as a proxy to hit. You'll see very soon planes zooming over Congo. Boom, hit this way. Then immediately they hit, Uganda moves in to say, no, we take some things, some part Kisangani. Another one says that we're taking Goma. Quisha, Congo, look at here, my daughter. Touch my hand here. Congo is gone.
We pray not.
No, I'm telling you.
Especially after the peace.
If you have started international
proxy war.
Yes. That's a proxy war.
Which have existed in Congo for a long time.
The only country in East Africa and that region which has a small pocket of Muslims is Burundi. Who is in Burundi?
Nkurunziza. Who is under?
Who is against Rwanda and against Uganda? Onyambie, have you seen where this guy sprang from? An elite group of ISIS came from where?
To Congo.
To Congo. It must have passed from somewhere. There are two terrorists on the loose, running in East Africa. Right now in Uganda, Uganda has circulated documents of ISIS, 2 ISIS men lurking around the shadows to kill. Where are they coming from? They are recruiting and relocating into those areas. Because there is some activity around there. There are rebel groups hidden around there. Are you hearing me?
Rebel groups.
Very many.
That might be willing to work with them.
No, I don't know. They are there. ADF is hidden there. M23 is hidden there. Someone has hidden it there. There are groups hidden there. So what did they want to do? They failed to get the election. Mr. Fayulu failed. They lost.
Yeah, he boycotted his party boycotted the speaker elections in parliament the other day.
You see that?
Because he said there's a lot of...
So now they have put it like, they have put Congo on hammer. Piga. Listen to me. Say, Gongai, we've lost it. Tshisekedi, why the war is not coming quickly? Tshisekedi has moved quickly to normalize his relationship with who?
To mend fences.
With Kagame. He was already in Kagame. Uganda and Kenya and Uganda and Rwanda, they don't see eye to eye. Why?
Yes. Each country is suspicious of the other.
Of the other.
Yes. Rwanda accusing Uganda of hosting some of the rebels that are planning to
give us the news. But the summary, in summary,
yes,
the war on corruption in Kenya must be fought, and we must help the president continue to do what we can, the media and other people, to do what they can to make sure that they help in the fight against corruption. 2, the situation, the law, is it the mindset? Yes. We must change the mindset. The members of parliament, why I brought in the parliament going for a retreat, when there was not even a single law they have passed to deal with corruption, worries me as a human being seated here. When you go in all these places, Uganda, everywhere, the killings are taking place. Well documented in Sudan. South Sudan is now cooling. It is in a cooling theater. Cooling like a... We are waiting. Next. Okay? This is all machinations.
Yesterday, I was here, I think I was by myself in the alley, and there's a statement that came from Riek Machar's camp, and he's saying if President Salva Kiir insists on continuing to form this unity government, then they are threatening to exit the peace process. So it's not really cooling. It's very delicate over there.
Let it, but I've said it before.
Yes.
Yeah. We Africans, we can't sit down. The Parliament of Kenya cannot sit down. All what it does, it sat down to scuttle what the government policy was by rejecting Huduma number, sending double signals. Have you seen that? Very serious signals. If you say that company, suspicion, so that this thing does not take off. Because somewhere the Duales and the group did not eat. Otherwise, can you ask them to explain how they get the money? All that big riches. Someone says he's bringing 200 million on fundraising. Does it go? Where is it that other Kenyans are not getting it?
We should look at their salaries. Is that how much they're making? They don't even make that much money per year, annually, on their salaries, even if we add all other...
It's only the Queen of England who can have such money at a go. But you can't say you are giving fundraising 6 million here, another 20 million there. Where is it coming from? And I stand with Olasapiti, my bishop. If you want to touch my bishop, that's my Anglican bishop. Don't try. Go to the church you want, but don't try to touch the bishop. Go whatever. Yes. Let's supply this. So all of you, you think you are the only ones who know how to pray. We also pray, but we don't show public we are praying. God said, whether one or two, as long as they have faith, the prayer will be heard.
He's in the midst of...
We don't need to be seen in public rally praying. Because you are praying with a sinner.
We are all sinners.
We are all sinners.
But they cancelled the prayer rally, right?
I am not concerned.
According to the nation.
Yes, they cancelled. Why did they put it first?
Because
pray for all of us.
It already took a very...
Don't you think this nation needs prayer?
Time.
Don't you?
We all need prayer.
Which bishop is...
we all can do with the prayer.
Which bishops are these who can segregate who should come to pray?
I think they don't even know that they've been sucked in politically.
Yes, who? Why don't you just say all Kenyans are invited? Because all people, even the tourists who are here, they can go because nearby there's meat eating. So many cows and the goats will land. Yes.
After there's a meat eating.
No, Tikeno. Haven't you gone this side?
Yes. There's a lot of nyamachoma there.
Yeah, that side is nyamachoma.
That's very good. The people need to be fed.
All of us would have gone.
After having been fed.
But when you invite a specific person only, that I want Miriam to come for prayer, this is why people chant.
Maybe Miriam is more anointed, who knows?
And another company, another group also had booked for the venue. We're back to talk about the avocado group. There's avocado group.
I think I know the company, Oliver, or something.
You know it? Yeah, it has booked for that venue. So this is a sabotage of highest nature. The head of state is looking for markets for avocado. Someone here is killing the farmers who want to. Have you seen?
So, okay. Politics. We're even bringing politics in avocados. Now, that is not even very nice.
Didn't you see the letter by avocado group saying we are booked for 20 days? We want to have a very peaceful meeting. People came and overall to put their own meeting. So that would be a clash. That's why the pastors, have you seen the Muranga there don't play? Because you can spark something very dangerous around there. So this group of avocado was going to be there. You will see the clash that would be there.
So who had booked the venue first?
Them.
The avocado group.
Yes.
And then the pastors came.
Yes.
Okay. Because
the pastors came using a big name. They wanted to take over the stadium.
So the pastors, have they cancelled the meeting or they have postponed it to a different date?
I'm told they have postponed. I don't read their statements. Right. But I've seen the statement of the avocado growers. At least that is more meaningful.
So they will be meeting.
I hope so. But now it seems this avocado group, they would be a running battle. They would be real bloodshed tomorrow.
I hope not.
No, they would have been.
There would have been. Yes, if the both meetings are simultaneously.
Because the avocado men will not leave the stadium. They booked first.
So the avocado growers, are they that many that they will?
Yes, you know avocados grow here, plenty around there,
and the very sweet ones from that tree.
From that region,
and also
there are many hundreds of thousands.
Yes. So the farmers are that many that they required a whole stadium.
Yes,
not even a town hall.
No.
Okay.
It's a big one.
Okay.
They want to sensitize on food security.
And now that we have a new market in China,
yes,
1 billion plus people.
Yes, madam.
I think I'll just go straight to what is making headlines this afternoon in Africa. Should I do that?
Daniel, my friend. My phone. Daniel, I am not torturing. I am saying the truth. What on earth is this? The avocado group came last night with their letter. So don't blame me. I'm just giving you the news. And they're in thousands. They said they are going to be in that stadium. So imagine the amount of bloodshed that was going to run in the... So the bishops
the church side was not going to fight.
But the bishops because these bishops are in Muranga, in that area. They live with these avocado people.
These are the congregants.
Yes.
So they would have.
The congregants told the bishops that okay, mukuje. Sorry. If you are new to strategy, never touch those who know strategy. That's all I can tell you. You know, the avocado guys said, try. You know, you call yourselves sons of God. Try. Try to come. Try. Just come in the stadium tomorrow. And mark you, there was not going to be police.
They will show up with the tools.
There was no police war. Can I give you more news? There was not going to be.
Police is
they were not going to be
boycotted to offer security.
I don't care. I don't know, but there was not going to be any security.
But the avocado guys of
the avocado guys
for the bishops
were coming with their, you have
with their own security.
No, their tools.
they're shamba tools. Now that's dangerous. You are so excited about this story.
What?
Do you know something that we don't know?
Sorry. Thank you very much, viewers. This is a very interesting story from Kenya regarding the meeting that was going to take place. That's why we have gone deep into it and found some laughable aspects of avocado growers telling the bishops that, okay, you come. We are also coming. The bishops had to call the Daily Nation to say, sorry, the conference is not there.
Okay.
Oh, Africa.
So they only sent their statement to Daily Nation.
Of course. Okay. Haven't you seen the letter by avocado signed by the chairman of the avocado group? Because the meeting on tomorrow was specifically for food security. They were simply saying they don't need the prayers now.
You want food security.
We want food security. So if you are bringing your meeting...
And the rains they were supposed to pray for are already here.
Yes. The rains are here.
So initially those are...
So if you want to bring your meetings here, you bring. So they went quietly on Tuesday and to the judge, I think they must have told the bishops that, okay, mukuje. Sindio mnataka si tukuje. Sisi tutakuja na equipment zetu. Don't ask me that. Maybe I know why. I don't know anything more than that.
Okay.
But that is what the letter I saw of avocado growers arriving on the scene. That's what we call strategy.
To inspect the
Yes,
the venue.
the venue.
For the intended.
So when the bishops saw the avocado men, with pangas, cutting the bushes that are around the stadium.
The bishops took off.
Africa politics.
Okay.
Jackson, I am saying the truth. Jackson Kosige. There were two groups that had booked the venue. One group prevailed. And churchmen cannot fight. When they saw the farmers saying, okay, we are the same people in the church.
They did well.
Yes, the bishops withdrew
cancel, yes.
and called the Daily Nation to say, because they had to find a PR mechanism.
Not withdrew, but they postponed, which is, I think, was a good thing.
And maybe, I hope this time, the avocado might not move in the same date.
They should find another venue next time.
No, they could also find the same venue.
And go there with their equipment. And get the bishops to pray.
You have to stop bloodshed before it arrives.
We also need prayers and food security. They would have found a way for this both to work together. But it's a good thing that the church, postponed the event for another day. Yes.
So Daniel Okimani, I know you come from Muranga. My friend, that's the life.
Daniel, you seem as though you were really looking forward for this prayer meeting, I can tell.
Yeah, can you?
But hopefully they'll postpone it to a very near future. All right. I think now I should just run through quickly the news that is making headlines.
Thank you very much.
In Africa.
But so far, Kidero is in court today.
Yes.
I hope they will give me a bail.
Are they new charges or the ones that he had?
Now, these are confirmed charges.
Okay.
Very serious with detail. Chief Justice Maraga said, don't bring too much, bring little.
So the courts today are doing very well.
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you thank me?
Which thank Maraga or you?
Me. Thank me for having harassed Maraga, and he's working.
He's working now.
There is something Maraga is doing quietly after my outburst.
Oh, you had an outburst.
The one I was having here, every day, every morning.
Yes.
It is working. Maraga is putting his feet down.
Yes.
That's why Swazur is in jail until next Thursday.
He is.
Yes, they refused his application again today. Remanded back. My shouting here has played a vital role for Kenya. Yes. Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll be following up the Kidero story, and when we come back here.
Give me a credit.
Maraga, your court is doing very well. We'll keep talking about it.
Because Matanga.
Because Dr. Matanga had an outburst. An outburst is not the right word.
Not outburst. I had criticism.
Yes.
I was criticizing Maraga every day, every morning, every night, every breakfast. And Maraga started working, Jermaine. Give me a credit.
The CJ could not even have his breakfast.
No.
That's
why I've now pulled a bit to see whether he can implement. If he doesn't, then next month, I start a fresh onslaught.
After Labor Day?
Yes. My role is immediate to safeguard the public.
The interest of the public.
Yes, Maraga is now, something is moving in the court.
That's very
And
good.
after the ruling which is coming of Mwiru, which is going to throw her out.
When is the ruling for?
Next month, next week.
Deputy Chief
Is it the 4th of something?
Next week.
Next week, 4th is next week, isn't it? Yeah. Around there, 4th or 3rd. There is a ruling there on 3rd Friday. whether she should take a plea. As soon as she takes a plea, pack your bags.
And ship.
I would have won. Then that's why Maraga saw the matrix, and he's working now a bit. Kudos a bit, Chief Justice.
Oh, did I hear you say kudos to?
Yeah, I give a credit where it is due.
Okay.
Kidero, it took 60-80 million. One judge can fix 20 million before you leave. Yeah, but for Kidero they will pay. Have you seen how the judge fixed 12 million for the man who used to sell our land and compensate himself? Swazul.
And his family members?
Yes.
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
12 million each.
Investigations showed. And the people who he took the
How do you find yourself with your wife in the same cell facing fraud?
That's an enterprise. It's a partnership.
If it is a partnership, it's very bad.
For better and for worse.
Hey!
I think that's the meaning. All right. Good afternoon. And thank you for joining us, and thank you for keeping us company. This is the latest. I'll just go through it very, very quickly, and then maybe we'll touch on it before the end of the show. It's half an hour just past noon here in Nairobi. And this is the latest coming from the continent this morning. And we start with Mozambique, where Cyclone Kenneth has made landfall in northern Mozambique, a country still recovering from another huge storm. The cyclone has brought 220 kilometers per hour winds and has already killed 3 people on the island nation of Comoros. Mozambique's National Institute of Disaster Management said up to 30,000 people had been evacuated from areas likely to be hit. And we come to Sudan, where protest leaders in Sudan have confirmed that they are close to reaching an agreement with the country's military to hand over power to a civilian government. Thousands of people came out on the streets of the capital, Khartoum, on Thursday to push for democratic change in the country. And still in Sudan, Sudan could face a counter coup if military rulers and the opposition do not reach agreement on a handover of power to civilians. A leading opposition figure and former Prime Minister Sadiq al-Mahdi have said on Thursday. Mahid said that Sudan's last he was the last democratically elected premier, and he also said that the hardliners in the ousted President Omar Hassan al-Bashir's National Congress Party and its allies in the army will try to exploit the uncertainty to seize power.
Hold it, or you finish first.
And we go to Zanzibar. All marine transport between mainland Tanzania and Zanzibar Island has been stopped because of fears that Cyclone Kenneth could cause widespread destruction. Zanzibar Maritime Authority Deputy Director Ramadan Hussein has confirmed the directive has been issued to avoid the loss of lives, and ship and ferry services will resume when the Maritime Authorities feels the cyclone no longer poses a threat, he added. We go to Libya, where now the United Nations Refugee Agency says it is increasingly concerned about the safety of migrants and refugees in Libya after gunfire at a detention center on the outskirts of capital Tripoli. Unverified footage shows detainees trying to take cover as repeated shots are being fired. There are unconfirmed reports they have been protesting about living conditions. And we go to Burundi, where Burundian international midfielder Papi Fati has died of suspected heart failure at the age of 28 after collapsing during a match in Pigs Peak, a town in northwestern Eswatini. He was playing for a local team, Melanti Chiefs, against Green Mamba when he collapsed after only about 15 minutes on the pitch. And it is suspected he died from a heart attack. And we go to Uganda, where now security forces deployed to keep Ugandan lawmaker and Afropop star Bobby Wine under preventive house arrest were outsmarted on Thursday when he evaded them. Bobby Wine, real name Robert Changulani, managed to leave home to attend the funeral of a prominent politician in the town of Busonga in eastern Uganda. Addressing the crowd at the funeral, he explained he ran away from the police. I'm sorry. The police and the army working. I apologize. While addressing the crowd at the funeral, he explained why he had to escape the prison that his house had become, clarifying that he remained a law-abiding citizen despite being forced to escape the prison. His house had become a prison. That is what Bobi Wine is saying. And we move to Ethiopia, where Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed continued his engagements in China, where he is attending the Belt and Road Forum, and that started on Thursday. A major highlight of Abiy's second day was his visit to headquarters of global e-commerce group Alibaba in Huangzhou in China. And in Mozambique, a court in northern Mozambique has jailed 10 persons known to have carried out deadly attacks on the local population in some districts of the Cabo Delgado province. The main sentence of 40 years affected 10 persons, while other defendants got shorter sentences. Go to Benin, where of 200 people, including children, are forced into prostitution and heavy labor in Nigeria and Benin, have been rescued by the international police organization Interpol. In April, approximately 100 police officers carried out operations against human trafficking across Nigeria and Benin. And in Ambazonia, the proprietor of the St. Frederick Comprehensive High School in Bameda, who was kidnapped on Tuesday, has been released, sources have confirmed. Mubangu Michael was released on the same night he was abducted, but was tortured by kidnappers before letting him go, sources said. He has been receiving medical attention in hospital since his release after he sustained injuries while he was briefly held in captivity. And in Cameroon, President Paul Biya yesterday granted an audience to UK High Commissioner Rowan James Laxton. Discussions centered on UK's determination to support Cameroon in overcoming her current difficulties in the Ambazonia regions. They equally discussed trade issues and development. And in South Sudan, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, the Horn of Africa's regional stability watchdog, has called a meeting to iron out friction between President Salva Kiir and former rebel leader Dr. Riek Machar over formation of a government of national unity. IGAD Special Envoy to South Sudan, Emile Weiss, asked all the parties on Thursday to attend a meeting on May 2nd and 3rd aimed at reaching consensus on formation of the new government. Delays in creating a neutral security force and enacting legislation essential to improving governance have led to a clash between President Kiir and Dr. Machar on whether the new government should be formed on May 12th as had been scheduled. And in Nigeria, Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari left for Britain on Thursday on a private visit. His office said in a statement set to revive concern about his state of health. The 76-year-old, who has previously been in London for long spells of medical care, is currently visiting Maiduguri, capital of the northeastern state of Borno, which is battling the Boko Haram insurgency. And in Equatorial Guinea, an Equatorial Guinea opposition leader who was arrested in Chad this month amid accusations he was plotting a coup was released on Wednesday, and his flying home police and political allies have confirmed. Adres Esono Ondo, leader of the Convergence for Social Democracy, was detained on April 11th while attending a Congress of Chad's main opposition party, the UNDR. And we end with Guinea, where a couple who enslaved a young woman for 16 years at their home in the U.S. have been sentenced to 7 years in jail. Mohamed Toure and his wife Denise Cross Toure, both 58, were found guilty in January for bringing the young girl from Guinea to Texas, forcing her to work for them without pay in early 2000. The couple, both citizens of Guinea, may lose their U.S. immigration status, the U.S. Department of Justice have said. Mr. Toure is the son of Guinea's first president, Ahmed Sékou Touré. And that is the latest coming from the continent this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Good afternoon. Viewers, wherever you were, our last topic of segment of our show, Good Morning Africa, we want to look at this question. Is Africa going through voluntary recolonization? Is Africa going through voluntary recolonization? Are we recolonizing ourselves? Are we asking the external people to come and help us? After 66 years of independence for the first country called Ghana, are we in the mood of stabilizing democracy? Or are we seeking wind of hope. We see so many countries in Africa shaking. Demonstrations filling squares, streets, from Algeria to Khartoum, Mali. We see conflicts devastating the tropics of Amazonia. Many people killed. Central Africa, constant gunshots. South Sudan, tension. Leaders not agreeing to agree, never to agree. Even when the Pope, the Holy See, kisses their feet. Are we recolonizing ourselves through, one, conflicts, two, economy? Are we borrowing too much, which is killing us? Are we going into weaponization of our economies? Are there countries that are saying, let's give you this, then you do this for us, and then we fail, then they come? Are we being trapped as Africans? Is Africa recolonizing itself? We had white colonizers. Now we have real African colonizers. I want you to watch this video by a gentleman. I think I've sent it to, I don't know, but the gentleman, the video which talks about what has happened in Africa. It's a very good video for you to see. Clip is a short clip of about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. You will see a gentleman from an African lamenting, saying what is going on. The amount of money that was captured in Sudan can pay each Sudanese $2 million, $200 each to survive on. That money that was captured. So when you look at all this, are we killing ourselves? Are we bringing ourselves to a place where we might not be able to run away from? Some of these questions can best be answered by Miriam and myself. The word recolonization, therefore, is certainly not the most liked word in Africa. That the ruling elite of our continent don't want to hear recolonization. Neither would I want to hear a recolonization. It only becomes useful when they are losing power. It's true.
That's when they start saying, no, we are a sovereign country. We don't want to hear you tell us how to govern us.
When in Africa, when people are about to go, we start talking of a sovereign state.
Yes.
Uganda is a sovereign state.
We're independent.
You see, we're independent. We must take action.
But when we're gaining from these people.
Yes. So are we recolonizing ourselves? A closer look at most of the problems that Africa faces, one sees the ghost of colonial imperialism, hidden hand in one way or the other. From Libya, now Sudan, South Sudan, Boko Haram in Nigeria, Al-Shabaab in Mogadishu, Cabo Delgado province in northern Mozambique, the Renamo, all point to scramble for natural resources in terms of hot gases, gas, oil. These are coming back quietly. Ourselves, we invited these companies. We call them.
We can't even make our own roads.
We even invite CMD, Ravera,
to come
and colonize us. Recolonize.
And you just mentioned Ghana, a country that was the first country to get independent in Africa. Yesterday, I wished you were here during the show. And there's a news item I read where they're using some parts of very remote areas in Ghana. They're using drones to take medicine. You're thinking, why so many years later after getting its independence, does Ghana have places where they don't even have proper infrastructure? What is wrong with us as Africans? So these people find a loophole and they'll come to fix those roads, and then what will happen?
It is true, the kidnappers in Cameroon were the French army who kidnapped that man.
Yes, I saw one of our videos.
Yes, we corrected that.
Raising that matter.
And why then is Africa having instability on our own continent? Many of the problems that Africa has lies squarely on the shoulders of colonialists and their anointed puppet leaders.
The puppet leaders that we have here today.
Exactly.
The African leadership.
We have a man like God. Look at all of them. They are scattered all over here. They tell you that you are not leaving your house. Then you find yourself at a funeral. Then they ask, how did he live? This has made me very, very confused. African Command, AFRICOM, the stationing of USA troops on the continent, 9/11, the United States have speeded up the deployment of troops on the continent. The Russians are currently negotiating with Sudan to open their first African military academy base on the Red Sea. The Chinese have already established their military base in Africa, in Djibouti. When you look at all this, you will find that Africa is recolonizing itself. We are inviting these guys.
We have.
We are not, they are not, they are coming. What are the reasons why we are inviting ourselves? It's because we have not put a social contract order in our place. The youths are swelling. The number of youths without employment in Nairobi. Wow.
It's increasing.
Yes.
And I think the video.
And what will you do with them? What will you do with them? If you don't do anything with them, they will come for you. There will be too many in the town that every morning you wake up, it's only the youths who are full of those roads. We people whose age is going, we will have no square to pass. That can bring a revolution. Are we recolonizing ourselves voluntarily? Yet we could have done these things without calling these guys. We have minerals, we have everything, but we sit on table and apportion the money for towels, for whiskey, for cutlery. So the Mzungu, some of these white men must be wondering what type of creatures we are. Africans, 21 billion divided among us 3 Africans, and it was over. So what do you think the Bazungu, the white Italian, looked at? How? And I think he must have said these guys are really Africans.
Yes, unfortunately.
You divide the whole money, whether 7 billion or whatever, it was divided. $1 billion is not very simple money.
It's a lot of money.
So the Bazungu handling our accounts must have seen and say, You see?
Yes.
Look at that.
And I think the video that we asked for it earlier, I think it should be ready.
It's ready.
Yes.
Look at that video. I wanted to finish this because after the video,
yes, we'll just.
For example, in 1965, Nigeria was richer than Cambodia, Indonesia. Ghana was richer than Thailand. Today, Indonesia is 3 times richer than Nigeria because Buhari steals the money every day. Now he has gone to London, he must have loaded dollars. One compartment of box under the chair is full of dollars. Diplomatic bag, you don't touch. You get the point. He's taken it. It's poorer. And the Thailand is 5 times richer than Ghana. In 1965, Uganda was richer than South Korea. Today, in 1967, Zambia was richer than South Korea. Look at that. Zambia had a per capita income of $200
Korea had a per capita income of 120 per person. Now, after 30 years, South Korea's gross GDP per person, you can't even talk about it.
10,000 US
You
dollars.
cry tears.
Yes. And Zambia, 400 US dollars.
So, if you look at, it's $10,000 in 1998, and the Zambia is $400.
Yes.
An increasing number of the younger generation, the ones I've talked about, insisted that the accountability within Africa itself is not there.
Seeing the protest, now they're taking matters into their hands.
Yes.
The protests, even
More
in
protests are
Algeria,
coming.
Sudan, the younger people are now becoming very involved in the leadership of this country.
Zimbabwe is warming up.
Yes. And we are seeing a crop of new leaders,
Yes.
especially the younger ones. They're tired of this rhetoric.
Zimbabwe is warming up in this episode. Zimbabwe warms up, and it will make a very serious, you know, you can't believe this. Zimbabwe, we are sitting on
A time bomb.
the French are telling them, we shall give you this, we shall give you this. At night, they are telling Chamisa, prepare, prepare. This is what is happening in Africa. And these are the things that have killed this continent. When you look at what this gentleman spoke, put the video.
All right, folks, I'm going to share with you money that was found in the now defunct Sudanese president, Bashar. So I'm going to share this money with you so you can see. This is all United States dollars, $100 bills. Maybe it's up to $1 billion because that's a lot of money, as you're about to see yourself. So I think what I would advise the current government of Sudan, you know, as poor as the Sudanese people are, you know, to maybe just, I'm sure that money is enough to give every Sudanese citizen at least 200 United States dollars of that money. Every citizen should get $200 because the reason why I'm saying this is, guys, you want to send a message out to other African leaders and let them see what it takes to transform the lives of the people. Because I'm sure $200 is going to mean a lot to those people. You know, it can help them a lot more. Or if you don't give $200 to each of the people of Sudan, but at least that money is enough to transform the economy of Sudan, because that's quite a chunk of money right there, as you're about to see. But this is a shame. This is a disgrace, you know, and I'm sure other African leaders are seeing this, and they're doing the same thing. They have all this money in their houses. Current presidents of Africa, as well as the ones that have, you know, been out of office for at least maybe less than a year, up to about 10 years. These guys have these monies. Some of them in their houses. Some of these monies are stored overseas in banks that when they die, they lose all this money. But this is a shame. This is a travesty. This is pathetic. This is what is happening in Africa. These guys are sitting on these monies. Our people are suffering. Our people are dying. Our people are perishing. Our kids don't have a bright future. Pregnant women are dying every day. You know, people are sick. They don't have access to proper healthcare facilities. There's no hospitals to take care of our people. Our people are dying of diseases. But these guys have those monies, and they're sitting on those monies. There are kids out in the streets that are homeless. They don't have a place to go. But these guys don't have no conscience. They don't have no conscience whatsoever. They are sitting on this money, stealing from the people, perishing the people's lives, suffering the people. At the end of the day, what are you gonna gain? Now look at this. He has lost all this money, but I guarantee you, he has more. That's just what they saw. What about the ones that they don't know about? Sudan is a big country. I'm sure he has other houses, other places that he can hide money. He has monies overseas. But this is the problem in Africa. African leaders, wake up! It is sad. It is pathetic. You guys are wicked. You are wicked to your people. Look at our brothers and sisters perishing in these Arab countries, working as slaves. Look at our brothers and sisters going through the Mediterranean Sea, going through the Sahara Desert just to get to greener pasture. And then when they get there, it's all about punishment. It's all about suffering. Why? They are running away from Africa. because there's nothing in Africa. There's nothing for them there. You know, you guys are sitting on everything, sitting on the resources, suffering our brothers and sisters. It's about time, African leaders. If you're seeing this, you're an African leader, check yourself. You know what I'm talking about. You have all that money in that house. Take that money out. Go create opportunities. Go create opportunities in the agricultural sector. Africans are hardworking. Create opportunities in the manufacturing industry. Africans are hardworking. They are ready to work. They are ready to work. Guys, see the video for yourself. All that kind of money, and you tell me what you think about that. Is that fair? African leaders, come on now. Come on. Enough is enough. All right, so all that money that you just saw, you know, was found in the home of the now defunct president, Omar al-Bashir of Sudan. Well, we can call him a dictator because for 30 some years in power in Africa, really, I mean, at that point, we know you're dictating to the people. You're no longer, you know, it's a shame though, guys. You've seen it for yourself. This is pathetic, this is sad, this is Africa. You know, we have to change the culture in Africa. Please, you know, again, I want to say many thanks to the president of Ghana, president of Rwanda, and, you know, those are the two that I think are making a mark in Africa right now. And we can all, take semblance and take the examples from, you know. So shout out to the people of Sudan. Good luck and thank you. Bye-bye.
Viewers, as we come to the end of this session, that video summarizes everything.
And just the last statement that you read, that you said before we went to the video, the younger Africans are now taking charge.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yes.
The man has said it all.
And he's making a lot of sense.
He made a lot of sense. And those words are very crucial. The presidents who can see this can ask themselves, why should Paul Biya stash money in his own house while his people are suffering in Cameroon? And several other African leaders who have been accumulating money. This is a warning.
It's a warning shot. And I think while he was talking there, he was saying how a lot of Africans are really facing a lot of hard times in the Arab countries, going there to work as domestic workers. And it's just, yesterday I was seeing a lot of South Sudanese friends of mine on social media really very annoyed with the move. They're saying the President Salva Kiir has met with the UAE leadership and they're trying to get South Sudanese opportunities as domestic workers in the Arab countries. And you know what happens when Africans go there. So they were wondering, are you seriously we wanted to separate from an Islamist. Now you're taking us to these Islamist countries where we are really mistreated. What are you doing to us as South Sudanese?
Really, South Sudan should have, if Garanga was alive, Sudan would have not separated. Full stop. And it would have been very peaceful today. And unfortunately, we lost Dr. Garang. And that is what we have got to go through today.
Those are the millions, Chol Maker, and you're saying those who found those millions of dollars need to be checked too. Their pockets are full of dollars. Those were the dollars, 113 million US dollars that were found in former Sudan President Omar al-Bashir's residence. The army seized that. So one of them was taking that video.
So thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much, all of you, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much, our sister company, South Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation, satellite system based in Germany. Thank you. We think We have done our best. We have this week tried to educate many people. We thank you all. We have successes come slowly in bits, drops and drops. It hasn't started raining heavily. In Amazonia, we have countries coming up supporting us on the question of Amazonia, German. They hear these things. Ambassadors here are very attentive to our summons on the question of Amazonia. So we want to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you too.
For the whole week. You have done a great job. We are here. We see you again on Monday.
On Sunday.
On Sunday at 2 p.m.
For the African Showdown.
African Showdown.
Yes.
Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless everybody in Africa. Wherever you are, especially those in Zimbabwe. President Museveni is opening a show in Harare today as we speak. And I hope he will offer something very tangible by saying what he can do for Zimbabwe, not to take on lectures. Ugandan businessmen can open up businesses in Harare.
You think he knows Bobi Wine escaped?
I think he must have been told. He must be wondering why Bobi Wine and how Bobi Wine left the custody. But it is common.
Yes.
It's common in these places. Most of the leaders always escape from custody. Even Besigye left.
Yes.
Without Museveni knowing. He was already gone in Rwanda.
Yes.
He went to exile.
All right.
So it is common.
We thank your viewers for keeping us company and for being with us throughout this week. And hopefully we can meet you here for Sunday in the African Showdown. This has been Good Morning Africa Friday edition. Yes.
By the way, we forgot to tell you that the economy of Kenya grew by 6.3%, which GDP, which is not very bad. But the question is, as the money translated to people, is the money down trickling to people's pockets?
Or is it still at the 1%?
At the 1%
up there
who are receiving the money?
Yes.
That's the question for you to answer on Sunday. And thank you very much, Kenyans jobless in booming economy. Okay.
The same.
President Uhuru still in China. Okay. He's coming back and he will tell us more of what he has done. Thank you very much. And thank you, DCI, EACC, DPP, for arresting. We want more high profile.
You've forgotten one person. Chief Justice, today.
Yes, Maraga. Now tighten the noose of bail.
Yes.
So that Kidero can stay beat.
Yes, can stay long.
Yeah, every time he has left, he might not leave today.
You don't think human rights activists would come and say, oh no, he has rights, he cannot be kept?
No, but now Swazulu has rights.
It's against the law.
The human rights cannot refuse the bail.
Yes.
Bail condition is that the judge looks at you. If she slept nicely, she can give you 10 shillings to go. If badly,
a couple of millions, which Kidero can afford anyway. Yes.
And you see Kidero has been arrested, but you can't see any Luo man or people demonstrating because Kidero has been arrested. You see that?
To each, they carry their own
cross.
Because when they steal, they benefit.
Look, the whole list of the DPP, there are about 9 Kikuyus, and nobody is making any noise. They have left them to carry their crosses.
Yes.
But when you arrest certain sections of this country, you will not pass even the road. The social media is full of hatred. You have touched our person. That's the Kenya we have.
Unfortunately.
Thank you very much. Let's prepare our departure from the studios as we leave you. Mulale salama, mukwe salama.
There comes a time.
It's
Friday.
It's Friday. There comes a time when you come, you do what you have to do.
Exit.
You exit.
Yes.
She has crammed a very good adage, is it? Yes.
Yes.
To my Shakespearean books. There is something that, which I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
The spears, there are people with good smiles, but with several spears in their hearts.
What does that mean?
Shakespeare said so.
A good smile with several spears
Spears in the
heart.
hearts.
Okay.
Wako mzuri, wako na smile mzuri, lakini wako na spears za kumaliza mtu.
Can pierce you deadly.
Hey.
Okay.
Literally saying, as much as
You smile.
you smile with,
Be careful.
be careful.
All right.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
And I'll see you on Sunday. Stay well. And we'll see you here on Sunday too.
No, stay well. You are adding something. Stay well.
Keep well.
Haven't I been staying well?
That is Shakespearean English.
Stay well.
I'm just trying to say.
Okay, thank you very much,
well.
Miriam.
Keep well.
Goodbye, all of you. This station is for Africa with Africa by Africa. Ciao.